My boss made me take paid time off for taking a shit. Yeah, you read that right. I won't get into too much detail, but because of something I ate at work for lunch that day, I had to use the toilet after, and it was, well, not good news. I was on the shitter for longer than normal. Around 30 minutes. So anyways, I get back to my desk, and my boss had been looking for me for the last half hour. He asked where I was, and I told him that I was using the bathroom. For the last 30 minutes? He says to me, like, yeah buddy, I was taking a shit. Who hasn't taken one that long before? Does he really want me to go into graphic detail about it? Anyways, he then scolds me for taking another 30 minutes off right after my half-hour-long lunch break. I tried to tell him that it was an emergency, but he wasn't having it. Eventually he tells me that we're not allowed to take that much time off in the middle of the day, without requesting it first, and tells me that he is going to have to take 30 minutes of my PTO for the time I spent in the bathroom. Like, are you kidding me? I was taking a goddamn shit and you are gonna use my paid time off for that? Fuck this job, man. I barely get any time off to begin with. I guess I'll just send my boss a PTO request the next time I need to take a dump. Request a few days of PTO, and for the reason just put bowel movement, since that's apparently a valid reason now. Time to start leaving at exactly end time and arriving exactly on time. No more covering for others or anything extra. Anytime a boss comes at me about bathroom, I simply tell them I have a choice about where it's happening. Not so much when or how long. You want me to use the bathroom? Or my desk? Or your desk? This is not a PTO request, this is an announcement that I will be shitting today. Pretty sure that is illegal. Bathroom access can't be restricted like that. I'd check with your Department of Labor to see if they can scare your employer straight. What your boss just did was set a precedent for using PTO with no notice. The next time you're unhappy to be at work, tell him that you really need to take a dump and he can just use your PTO like last time. Then leave for the afternoon. If he doesn't like it, he shouldn't have set this precedent. Edit words. Not sure they can shit on you lol for taking a dump. OSHA was pretty clear, when I read the regulations, that you need to be able to go without time restrictions if that's what's needed. Keep track for when they use the bathroom. Hit up your state labor board. This sounds like illegal bullshit to me. I always go into graphic detail. They'll usually stop me well before I get to the fun parts. So be willing to do that. It's not embarrassing to tell it. It's embarrassing they asked. I don't think that's legal. It's up against AITA or something. I would look into your rights. You're allowed to use the restroom in peace without your boss hounding you about your personal health issues. Honestly, many comments are way off. The OP ate something that disagreed with them. Everyone's body is different. Diarrhea isn't something you can put a time limit on. I expected better from some on here. But seems this thread had been infiltrated by corporate. This may violate OSHA and state employment laws. You should look into it. Employers get away with this because most people just vent and deal with it. Time for that to stop. Time for consequences. Make sure you get his order in writing. Labor Board would love to hear about you getting PTO taken for a bodily function. So OSHA requires that restrooms be made available to employees and prohibits unreasonable restrictions on restroom use. Nor can they make new rules after the fact or make rules that apply only to you. So no, he can't make you use PTO this time. They can make a new rule that said everyone has to clock out to poop, but they have to do so in a way that doesn't restrict or discourage restroom use, and it has to apply to everyone all the time. You might want to start looking for a better job. Nah, that ain't right. Tell him you want 30 minutes back when you have to pop a squat at home next time. Next time, shit your pants. Then tell them you have to leave since you're not feeling well. And we're apprehensive about using the bathroom because you didn't want to be penalized for taking too long. Shit on his desk for 30 minutes next time. IDK where you are. But in Australia, that's illegal. Source: I have IBS and take a minimum of 30 minutes to shit. Have been through this with multiple workplaces. In the end, they're wrong and I can shit for as long as I like. Next time this happens, the boss is going to need a live stream from the bottom of the bowl. 30 minutes they will never unsee. Does he really want me to go into graphic detail about it? Maybe you should have. And take a picture of the results and show it to him. Don't even ask if he wants to see proof. Just show him. Pretty sure that's illegal. WTF. I'd contact your local labor board. Unrelated, but I can guarantee you weren't shitting out that day's lunch. I'd be telling him I want a copy of the paperwork regarding that PTO, including the reasoning for taking it, and remind him that employees have a right to bathroom use protected under law. And then tell him next time you will just take the rest of the day off. Lol. Shit on your boss desk so they know what you're dealing with. You know what you do now, right? Call in sick tomorrow. Stomach flu of some sort. Also report this to HR. And document for a lawyer. 'Cause shit's going down. No pun intended. Boss makes $1, I make a dime, that's why I shit on company time. At that point I would just start stealing from the bastard and the business then. Leave the finished product on his desk and show him how productive you were. So you guys bashing the OP have never had the cha-cha-chas? Unless I read the story wrong, it was a one-off deal. Must be nice to belong to the Gilded Turd Club. Lol. Give what you get. From now on you arrive exactly at shift start and leave exactly at shift end. Your excuse will always be needing to shit. If they have a problem with it, bring up that you can only shit on your time and that is your time. Similar thing happened to me in grade 9. Had a test and had to shit so bad. Rushed through the rest so I could go. Took probably 25-30 minutes, and when I came back the teacher grilled me in front of the class. So I simply answered all of his questions in great detail. Never bugged me again. Against OSHA. Print the rule out, copy it to payroll and demand you're paid properly. I see a lot of jokes. And petty revenge. That shouldn't be the focus here. This is obviously illegal and OP needs to contact their labor department. My supervisor tried pulling that shit earlier this year, too. You're taking too long in the bathroom and you're on your phones too much. I politely told him to lead by example because he's constantly on his phone. Later on, we noticed him taking oddly long bathroom breaks. Started timing him. The longest was 49 minutes. 47 seconds. Needless to say, respect dropped a lot once people caught on. Had a supervisor, wasn't even my supervisor, mention my time in the bathroom once. I asked him what he was doing 30 years from now. Because if you're that concerned about my body now, I'll get you a schedule to put preparation H on my hemorrhoids down the line because you want to rush me. I absolutely think you should not be docked pay for taking a shit. But it's the people who take 30-minute shits who ruin it for the rest of us. That's absolutely illegal. People have medical reasons for needing ample bathroom time. Also none of his business. Look into it. I guarantee illegal.